welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. So, what figure are we reviewing today? Well, we are going to review the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Alchemist Prime. Yes, another of the 13 primes, and I'm so happy with this figure because it's so cool. It's such a cool mold in my personal opinion. But is he really worth having in the collection? Is he truly a must-have? Well, let's check him out, shall we? Let's go! Now, of course, before we take a look at the figure itself, it's nice to take a quick look at the packaging. So we have a nice image there of Alchemist Prime in his robot mode. I don't know what's the hair doing in here. We got Alchemist Prime in his robot mode, in his truck mode, Age of the Primes, and his name is Alchemist Prime from the 13. That's his insignia, which is pretty cool. On the side of the box, we got a nice full image there of Alchemist himself, Age of the Primes, Alchemist Prime again. And on this side of the box, we got Till All Are One, and you can read it in different languages. And we got some primes here. We have Solus Prime, Micronus, and Alchemist himself, Age of the Primes. He is a deluxe class. And on the back of the box, we have the obligatory product shots. We got the robot mode, the ultimate mode, 17 steps of transformation, and can do all of that. And yeah, that is basically it there for the packaging here. And one thing I noticed here on the packaging is that the Generations logo is missing. Is Age of the Primes not part of Generations anymore? Anyway, that's another topic for another video. But anyway, that's basically it for the packaging right there. And here we have Alchemist Prime fully transformed into his Cybertronian truck mode here. And I really dig the look of this car. It's not a car, it's a truck. So yeah, I really dig the look of this truck mode here. Very military-esque, I will say. It's nice and dark green. You got nice translucent blue plastic for this window here. Got some black trim going around. Got a little bit of gold and silver here on the sides, and a little bit of silver paint on these things on the front. You can see the winch is kind of molded, so it's not really a. I don't think it's. I mean, it is kind of a Cybertronian mode, but it looks more earthy than Cybertronian. I don't know, but it looks good nonetheless. What's weird is that the hands are just blatantly visible, and the instructions tell you that you can actually flip in the hands fully, but no, the hands stop only there. You know, you can't flip in the hands even further. Even if you could, it will push itself out. So it is what it is. But otherwise, it's a solid looking vehicle mode, I will say. Very solid looking vehicle mode. And here is the bottom of the vehicle, and all you can see is his chest and his thighs, you know. But there you go. He does have some rolling wheels, so he does roll very nicely. I do quite like that. But yeah, sculpting, coloring, yeah, very nicely done in my personal opinion. I really dig it. I really dig the look of him. Oh, very cool. Very cool. And of course, you know, as always, Alchemist has another name, and that's Macadam, because he's a bartender on Cybertron. And in Cyberverse, Macadam confirmed that he was indeed Alchemist Prime. So, but yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the accessories he includes. Oh my gosh, I nearly banged the light. But anyway, so he includes a pair of these accessories. These are his lenses. So basically you can actually combine these lenses and form a pair of goggles, you know? Hey! And let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details here of the accessory. We have a nice Alchemist Prime symbol right there, and there's another symbol molded in. It looks like a more of a transcendent technomorph thing or whatever. I don't know. Maybe an early Autobot symbol. Maybe, I'm not sure. And then you have the Unicron symbol, which is interesting. I wonder why he has a Unicron symbol there. Is he related? Is he related to Unicron? I don't know, but hey, you know, I guess you can use these goggles as part of his science. I guess he's a scientist. I don't know. I mean, I've never read much about Alchemist Prime. All I know is that he is a bartender on Cybertron, and his alternate name was McAdam. So that's all I know. So, but cool that he comes with his lenses. So very nice. Now you can actually store these in the vehicle mode. There are ports on top. So basically, you just plug this onto this side right here. Now they can only go on specific sides. So if you store them like that, they can only store like this. But if you store them the other way, this peg just facing forward, you have to just make sure that this one goes here, and then this one will go over here. So basically just swapping around so that they don't bump into each other. You can see they can't do that. So yeah. But yeah, that's basically it for storage. You know, it's storage. It's optional if you want to use it. So there we go. Alright, so let us bring in some size comparisons. And here we have Alchemist Prime compared with the other primes that we have gotten so far from Age of the Primes. We got Megatronus, we got Prima Prime, Solus Prime, and Vector Prime. Well, he's from Legacy United, not from Age of the Primes, but he shouldn't be left out. He shouldn't be left out. He's the member. He's one of the 13. So yeah, he shouldn't be left out. But nonetheless, this looks really good. They look really good together. I love how Hasbro is giving these primes their specific alt modes, and that's pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, so that is basically it for the alt mode comparisons right there. Alright, so we're pretty much done with the vehicle mode itself. It's simple, it's straight to the point, you know, it's a very military-esque truck mode. So let us transform Alchemist or McAdam into his robot mode. Now transformation on this guy is pretty simple. So the first thing I'd like to do is to take this windshield here and just untab all this and bring this out. It's on a very tight double hinge. Just bring this forward, and they got that. And then you want to crack this open, crack it in half, get your fingernail in there. Yeah, just crack all this in half, open that up, and you can see how the arms are stored in the vehicle mode, and just untab all of this. Now I did accidentally break a tab, but it's a useless tab. I mean, I don't really need to use it because when you close all this up, everything is solid. Yeah, you can see this tab broke off because you can see I didn't break the tab from here. The tab is supposed to go into a slot right in there. So as I was transforming him, yeah, the tab couldn't even go in there, and it just broke off. And again, it was an accident. My apologies. So there we go. Hey, you might get yours, and yours is in perfect condition. So, but oh well, it's unfortunate that this tab broke off, but it's a useless tab. I don't really need to use it. You know, everything stays together very nice and solid like. So yeah, regardless, I don't really need that tab, so I'm not too upset about it. But anyway, let's continue on with the transformations. Now we can take the arms and just split them and just bring all this up like so, and then there is a tab. We'll go into a slot right in there. Just whoops, no, I'm sorry. You're supposed to take the arm and just bring this over like that, and now it reveals the slot that goes over that tab. So there we go, just tap that in, and you want to make sure you fold in the shoulder here, and it reveals the slot that goes over that tab. So just tap that in, and there we go. Alright, bring the legs down, rotate the waist 180, split the legs, flip down the feet, close these panels up, close up these panels, and boom, we got his legs all done. Very simple. And all you do with the arms is bring them down, rotate them downward, flip out the fists, flip out the fists, and the last step is to reveal the head. Open up this panel, and then flip out the head sculpt here, close up that chest, and boom, there we go, we're done. Woo! So there you have Alchemist Prime fully transformed into his robot's mode. And he is a very short, stocky dude, but I absolutely love the design of Alchemist Prime here. I just love him. I just love how bulky he is. Like, this design basically just takes cues from the aligned continuity, the aligned continuity design, you know, from the Covenant of Primus, and then the Cyberverse design, and then the Dreamwave comics, I believe. So the Marvel comics, whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it takes a lot of design cues from those designs, and you know, just basically just ball them up into one design here, one main figure, and I love that. I absolutely love that very, very much. So yeah. Really dig the design of this robot mode. I just love it. I love it. So, let's get in close here so we can take at the magnificent head sculpt that he has. And as you can see, yeah, that head sculpt is definitely very Alchemist-like. Got nice gold paint on the top of his head, nice blue for the eyes. He looks like he's wearing goggles here, which is pretty cool. And his face sculpt is nicely painted too. Nice super paint, and even with some facial hair. He has a mustache and a goatee. Yeah, the head sculpt is basically the Dreamwave or Marvel Comics design, and that's pretty cool. I love that. I love how it took design cues from that head, so that's pretty cool. And the nice chest detailing, nice super paint, gold paint, green paint all around, and that's very nice. Very nicely done. And got super paint on the forearms here, and got gunmetal gray paint for the thighs, not the hips, but there's at least gunmetal gray paint for the this thigh section. And yeah, he got his big feet, which is very nice. I like it. And not much of a backpack, it just has this windshield just sticking out here, but pretty much a very clean transformation. So yeah, very nice. Yes, he does have some hollowness going on here, but you know what, you don't really notice the hollowness that much. So yeah, but all around very nicely done figure. So let's talk about the articulation in robot mode, shall we? So the head is on a ball joint. It can rotate no, not a full 360, but can rotate this much. Basically, that's all you need for the head articulation. The head can move up. He can't really look down, but the neck joint at the bottom, you can use that if you want to, you know. Hey, it's a thing that you can do, but hey. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. They can move in and out. You do have a bicep rotation, elbow joint, nothing at the wrist, but you can move in his hands. Due to transformation, he does have a waist rotation. Legs can move up that far, can move back that far, and can pretty much do the full splits. Thigh swivels. He has knee joints, about 90 degrees of bend there. The feet, they can't move up, they can't move down, but you do have ankle tiltage right there. So yeah, he's pretty poseable. Yeah, quite poseable. He pretty much has all the joints that he really needs. So yeah. Let's talk about how you can use his accessories in robot mode. So basically there are a couple things that you can do. So basically you can just take this peg here and put it into his hand. So basically you can just have him hold it as, you know, short daggers or something. I don't know. Or you can just plug it onto the side of his forearms like that as arm blades, which is pretty cool, or arm cannons or something like that. I don't know. But hey, that's pretty cool that you can display them however you wish. But the main thing about these lenses is that you can actually pose him with this option. So basically just rotate his biceps here, and he's doing the zombie pose. Like, oh, I need some brains, I need brains, I'm sorry. So basically, you take each side here, just plug it into his hand, plug it into his fist, and just plug that in there, and then they can combine together, and boom, you can do that. You can have Alchemist activate his lens power. That's pretty cool. I really like this option. Hey, that's a thing that you can do, which is really neat. I dig it. But me personally, I'm just gonna display him with these things plugged onto the sides of his forearms here, because you know I want to save space on my. Hey. he fell, unfortunately. But anyway, but yeah, very cool. Very cool that you have some display options for your Alchemist Prime. So, let's bring in some slash comparisons. Just because here we have Alchemist Prime compared with his Cyberverse counterpart. Yeah, we did have an Alchemist slash Macadam figure. It was just not transformable, you know. It's the Cyberverse Build-A-Figure Macadam here, and it's pretty cool that we have two Macadams in the collection here. One from Cyberverse and one that is a amalgamation of all the designs of Alchemist Prime, so which is pretty cool, pretty neat. I like it. So let's move on. And there you go. There we have Alchemist Prime compared with the other primes that we've gotten so far from both Legacy and Age of the Primes. We got Solus Prime, we got Vector Prime, we got Prima Prime, and we have Megatronus Prime. And they look really good together. Man, these are some awesome figures for the 13 primes. I love them. I love them regardless. So yeah, I have 5 of them, and I cannot wait to get the rest of them. Again, I'm not gonna get Star Optimus Prime because I don't think he would really fit here in this group shot, because he's a big boy, and I don't really buy Titan class figures. Although next year might change that. But hey, we'll see what happens. But yeah. But there you go. That is it for the robot mode comparisons. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Alchemist Prime. And a very cool figure in my personal opinion. I really dig this guy. The robot mode looks very cool. It looks very good. I digs it. He has a good amount of paint on him, which is nice. So quite rare from Hasbro, but hey, very nice. He has a good amount of paint. Maybe it could be more, but you know, still a good amount of paint on him. Love the accessory. You know, I love how he includes his lenses, and I like how his symbol is on his lens. You know, that tells you that he's Alchemist Prime. So that's pretty cool. Alt mode looks really good. I really like the creativity of the alt mode, and you know, he never really transformed. We never really saw him transform into his alt mode, and I'm glad that the toy actually has an alt mode, so that's pretty cool, and it looks really good. So yeah, I got no problems with it. Articulation is very well done, I will say. The only thing he's missing is the wrist rotations, but I don't really need those wrist swivels, you know? I don't really care about that. I don't really care about wrist swivels that much, so yeah, I'm fine with the articulation that he has. So it's pretty much, you know, standard, you know, deluxe articulation. So there you go. Transformation is very smooth, it's very easy to do, so yeah, definitely a fun figure to mess with. It's quite unfortunate that I broke off a tab from here, you know, for the vehicle mode connection there, but honestly, I don't really need that tab. Just one tab enough, you know, one side is enough. I don't really need both tabs, so the tab breaking is actually making my life easier. So when I transform him back into vehicle mode, it's actually much smoother. So yeah, but yeah, I know it's unfortunate, but you know, I'm not too upset about it. I'm not too angry about the breakage. No, I'm not too angry about it, so I'm fine with it. But yeah, all in all, very cool figure. I'm really happy to have another member of the 13 Primes. These figures have been getting so good, man. Hasbro has been cooking with these 13 Primes, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So if I were to rank him from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just gonna give him, you know, a solid 9.5 out of 10. You know, really cool. Yeah, almost a perfect figure. Maybe some more color would break him up. You know, maybe the feet could have used a bit more color here and there, but otherwise, really cool figure. Definitely one of my favorite deluxes in this Age of the Primes toy line. So very pleased. I'm super pleased with this figure. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that has to be it for today's video review. So if you enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, yay! And of course, if you want to see more reviews on the channel, click that subscribe button down below. It's big and red and juicy, so just click that. And of course, while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, you can always check out my Age of the Primes reviews playlist for any videos I may have missed. So I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Alchemist Prime. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all of one, and I'll see you guys next time. Alchemist Prime, yeah!
Alida, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you, yeah, you watching, smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good, now hit the button, before he starts quoting the Covenant of Primus.